Yeah, let's jump right into this video. So here we need a dome cap, tape measure, needle and thread, our trusted dome head, canvas head, whatever you want to call it. So here is just a small clip of me putting on a dome cap onto our canvas head, and with this I'm just going to show you guys the loose cap that we need to remove out of our cap when we are trying to make wigs for clients with small heads, and we need to remove the extra space in the cap so the wigs can lay flat and flawless as we would like. Here I will be showing you guys how to block off measurements to get the perfect measurement to your client's head. So I'm gonna have my client's measurements listed somewhere on the screen so you can guys use as a reference. So her front to nape measurement was 12 inches. So I will be taking my tape measure and laying it flat in the middle of my canvas head, and then I'll be pinning it at 12 inches where the nape of the wig will be. Now I'll be pinning the front. That would be the hairline of my client. Once you have that blocked off, you will want to remove the tape measure, and as soon as you lift it up, you'll see a little hole in the canvas blocks. You just replace the T-pin right back into where you made that hole at your measurement mark. So as you can see, I have my 12-inch front to nape measurement blocked off. So now we will be doing the ear to ear measurement. My client also measured at a 12-inch ear to ear measurement. So basically what you would want to do, what half of 12 is 6. So the number 6, you would want it to be in exactly the center of the canvas head, and wherever the 1 and the 12 falls on the side, that is your ear to ear measurement, and that would be perfect. So here I'm showing you where I said the 6 will be right in the center of your canvas head, and the 1 and the 12 falls exactly on the side, so you have a perfect 12-inch measurement. Now I'll be removing the tape measure once again, and I'll be placing the T-pins right back where those holes were, so my measurements would be accurate. Now I'm just showing you guys where I placed the T-pins, the 2 on the side and then the 1 on the front. I don't know what I did with the 1 in the back, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it back where it's supposed to be. The hole that I made before is still there, so I just put it right back in there. Now I got my dome cap again. So here's the front of the dome cap. So that goes in the front of the dome head, and back there we see where the V, where it tapers down on the cap, you place that in the nape of the dome cap. So that would be the back. So here I'm going to place the cap on. You want to make sure like the cap is as centered as possible. I mean, you can fold it in half and make a marking, or you can eye it like I've done here. So here I'm just going to take the T-pin and I'm going to pin it right in that hole where I have pre-made. So the hole's right there. Just go ahead and drag the cap. I'm sorry, my hand's in the way. So just drag the cap and push it into that hole. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the back. I'm gonna go ahead and place the cap on there, and I'm gonna pull it down, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Just take the pin out, and you see the hole is already there. The T-pins make big enough holes so where you can see them. You just put it at the back and pin it right in that hole. Doing this, you don't have to necessarily be perfect because you want to get it in the hole as close as possible. But if you don't, it's fine. It's not gonna really throw off your measurements. A mill of a second, a mill of a centimeter is not going to really make a difference in the size in every cap. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the sides. So I got the other side completed. So now I am showing you guys how the pins look when you pin the cap into your measurements and into your blocked off measurements. So now I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the cap properly, make sure it is even all around and it is formed to the head to where, you know, a human person would be wearing the cap. So you just want to make sure it's nice and flat, it's even on both sides. And here's the extra space that we will be removing. I'm sorry if it's out of the frame, but all of that is what we will be taking out to make sure we have the flat wigs that we all want and desire, no matter what size your head is. Now we have our dome cap on, our dome head measurements blocked off to the T. We're gonna go ahead and pull the cap to the front, the excess cap to the front by the band on the dome cap. Pay attention to this step, guys, 'cause this is crucial and vital to how you will be resizing your cap. So when you pull the excess cap forward, you want to make sure the back is as flat as possible. Like you got as much of the excess cap that you can out, but do not overly stretch it to where the cap doesn't have any stretching. And when you go ahead and sew the wig is too taut and it doesn't stretch for your client. So you want to go ahead and pull it forward and smooth it out as much as possible. It doesn't necessarily have to be all the way smooth. It's not going to be because of the curves in the head, but you can get it pretty flat. So just watch this step and just do as I'm doing. I'm showing you guys how it looks when it is folded over, when it's all brought to the front. See, it's pretty flat. It's neat. It's, yeah, you do this, your wig's gonna come out fire. Small head for the win. So there, I'm just showing you guys what it looks like when you bring the cap forward to the band. Now we're going to get into sewing that flap that we created. So here you want to go to like the very edge of either side of the flap, and you want to go ahead and take your needle and thread and pull it through. So here the trick is you want to sew the flap like into the edge of the elastic band. So you don't want to necessarily create like a bunched up cap, if that makes any sense. So just watch what I'm doing here to see what I'm saying. So for this part, when you are sewing, you want to pull the thread. When you put the thread in through the cap and the elastic band, you want to make sure your noodle is going inside of the loop to create that lock. As you see right here, I pull the needle into the loop instead of outside the loop. If you do outside of the loop, it's going to make like a loopy pattern instead of the lock-in pattern. So just watch how I do it and do it that way for optimal results. Also, when you're doing this, you don't want to pull the stitch in too tight, because if you pull it too tight, it's going to take more slack out of the cap. We already took as much as we needed to, so you don't want to keep taking out excess cap, and the weight just keeps getting smaller and smaller. And then on top of that, you have to, if you put in the cap on the machine, you know, you risk making the cap even smaller. So when you're doing this step, just try not to pull it too taut, just pull it taut enough, and yeah, you'll be good to go. Okay, so right here you see as the flap is getting bigger, you want to put the needle through the edge of the cap where the band is. So you see right there is on the, so you don't bunch up the flap. So pay attention. Boom and boom. You see how the thread is not coming over the flap? You do not want to do that because you will begin a lumpy application. As you can see right here, how the stitches look underneath the flap, that is what you want to go for. So you're just going to continue doing that same process. Put the needle on the edge of the cap where the beginning of the band is. Do that lock over method and just continue to do it across the cap, across the flap you've created. And I'll come back in when I have to show you guys something else. So here I'm just checking again. You see how the stitching look? As long as your stitching looks like that, you are good to go. Say hi to my little baby, Kai. He usually joins me when I'm working, and it's only when I'm working, so don't mind him. So I'm gonna keep going, and I'm coming to an end now. Once again, I'm showing you how it's supposed to look when you do it correctly. So now I'm gonna be doing my last little stitch, and I'm gonna do the, what is it, the double loop, pull through, lock it in, it ain't going nowhere type of stitch. So I'm spinning that thing and pull it through, boom, 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 boom. Pull it real taut. Now I'm gonna get my handy dandy scissors, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut that needle off. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the loose ends on the thread, and I'm gonna double knot it like that. Tie it. That gives it extra security for it not to slip. It ain't going nowhere. See, I'm having a hard time, but I'm gonna get it through. Boom, just like that. Go ahead and take your handy dandy scissors one more time and go ahead and cut that excess thread off. And this is the finishing product of your wig resize. This is exactly what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be super flat. It's supposed to be neat. So when you go over it with your sewing machine, you get a flawless, tight, nice fitting wig for yourself or your client. I made this tutorial because I understand it's a struggle to make wigs that are 21 inch and lower circumference, and this video just makes it a little bit easier if you don't have the pre-made caps that are already made for 21 inch canvas heads. So I am going to add the clip of how it looked after I sewed over it, and I will also add the review my client gave me saying the wig fit perfectly and she will be reordering. So this video, obviously this technique actually works, and I've done it multiple times, and I just wanted to get it out to you guys. Love you guys. Mwah.